that normal? Is that like, did he, is that, he's not, like this is a swearing in, right? Booing a swearing in? Oh, he's leading them in the swearing in. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my God, for a second I lost my mind. Did I miss your coverage of Trump getting booed? No, we're gonna get started here. Trump is booed while swearing in military service members at the Commanders Lions game. All right, let's get to obviously American news. We have very little time, so I'm just diving right into it. And I didn't even actually do my blast off on Instagram because I'm all over the freaking place. But why can't chatters allow you to experience some happiness for a little bit? Because that's it. They just can't. They can't because they're not happy. Okay. And if they're not happy, nobody's happy. That's just how it works. 1,157 raiders from Central Committee. Oh, that's the biggest Cinnaboo. Oh no. This is like, for Michael from Pennsylvania, this is like watching every person that he has ever loved, like, college sweetheart onward, being cucked, like getting cucked, for generational cucking happening for Michael from Pennsylvania here. He is an even bigger China weeb than me. And he just has to sit there and watch me in the heartland of the People's Republic in Beijing. How is China? It's incredible. As soon as we landed in the older Beijing airport. It's very Soviet. It's sick. This is just bullying. Yeah, sit there. Yeah, sit there, you little freak. Yeah, sit there and enjoy it. How's Will like it so far? Will was a little iffy on it, but he's enjoying it so far because I kept telling him, like, it's very similar to another country that you really enjoy in the region, you know? Anyway, let's get into it. We are obviously going to be going out earlier today than usual, where I will be going to Tiananmen Square. 1.4 billion Chinese all around the world and all around China yearn to be at Tiananmen Square, to be at the flag ceremony. It's very important, it's very important for the Chinese population. It's very important for Chinese history, or at least this is what our tourism board, our Beijing tourism board tour guide was explaining to us yesterday. You'll meet her later. She's a very wonderful lady. She's been to America many times. She's been all around the world, as a matter of fact. Anyway, let's continue. Let's get back to Donald Trump. What's the tea called? I don't know, but I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask the lobby later because this tea is calm, dude. It's calm. Straight up is so good. All right. Donald Trump gets booed at Commanders game, which is really interesting because, or no, I thought this was the Commanders game. Yeah, at the Commanders Lions game, which is interesting because he wanted to buy the Commanders. He literally wanted to go in and purchase the Commanders frickin' the stadium and change it, and he's getting booed so hard. And also, his brain is leaking. Keep politics out of my sports. Yeah, get the hell out of here, Donald Trump. Dude, people hate him. People hate him, and it's awesome.
I am senior. You solemnly swear I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Enemies, foreign and domestic.
Wait. I'm sorry, what? Is that normal? Is that like, did he, is that, he's not, like, this is a swearing in, right? Booing a swearing in? Oh, he's leading them in the swearing in. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my God, for a second I lost my mind. I thought he just literally I thought he was just like, he was pulling up Brandon by reading state your name. Okay, to be fair, he's having them state their names because it's a swearing in. It's normal. The TDS is kicking your ass. Listen. First of all, it's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. It's 4 a.m. Okay? It's 4 a.m. And I only saw the booing. I didn't realize he said, when I heard the I state your name, I thought, well, that's a little strange. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. The Alzheimer's dementia combo is going to hit hard. No. That makes sense. The I state your name makes sense because the swearing in ceremony, bro. The Chiron has a typo and it's me up. Trump is booed while swearing in the military service members. Yeah, that makes sense. The booing is crazy though. Like, dude, do people hate him so much that they're booing a swearing in ceremony? That's awesome. The people despise this man. They do not with him at all. And of course, this is an interesting story because like this came super close to Donald Trump getting a lifeline.
Do solemnly swear.
Yeah. He was getting booed. Obviously, part of the reason why he was getting booed is because people are very frustrated with Donald Trump. Why are they very frustrated with Donald Trump? Because he's been doing Gilded Age shit for no reason throughout this entire government shutdown. But of course, lo and behold, as I told you guys last week, when I was in DC, I saw some early warning signs. I saw some early fears. Okay, I saw some early warning signs, and you guys were asking me, like, what do you mean? This doesn't make any sense. Why would the Democrats actually turn around and cave on the shutdown? Do you remember when we had that conversation when I was like, I'm in DC for a little bit and I've been around, and the things I've heard from what's going on over here would shock you, remember? And then also remember when I said they're kind of fearful about the filibuster and why they will most likely cave on the shutdown? Yeah. I mean, even when I was giving you guys this info at the time, I was like, there's no way, right? Like, there's no way. I just, I think it's suspicious. It's too bad. There's no shot. There's no way, right? Turns out there is a way. What is this? Why are you sending me what is this? They cave because they want to keep the filibuster. Yes. Dude, it is fucking insane. All right. It is insane. Imagine being Trump. You've beaten the Dems twice, been impeached, nearly gone to jail, never let go of your sense of victimhood. Meanwhile, the Democrats quit the moment things get hard. Their retirees lead negotiations. You really wonder why God gave you such weak opposition. Now, the reality of the matter is, I guess he has the heavens mandate. Okay, you have to recognize at this point. It's just that the Democrats don't actually want to win. The Democrats do not want to win. The Democrats do not want to legislate. The Democrats don't want to be there for the population. The Democrats are simply here to be a fucking nuisance. Okay? They're here to constantly be annoying. They're here to lose. They're not here to actually do right by their voters. They are here to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And there are plenty of people on the base of support that also actually go along with this. They constantly follow the lead of some of the worst political instincts I have ever encountered in my entire life. It's not Trump's resilience that is impressive. I think it's the Democratic Party's capacity to lose that is impressive. I'm sorry. I can no longer sit here and act as though Trump's a brilliant machine politician. He is not. Okay? He is not. It is actually the Democrats that have created this environment for Donald Trump, and it will always be the Democrats that will continue creating this environment for Donald Trump. But at least on the one hand, I have seen finally that there are a lot of people who say that they're liberals and libtarded or whatever that are finally coming to their fucking senses. I saw Brian Tyler Cohen freaking out about this shit. I saw Hasan freaking out about this shit. Like on the influencer side, there are plenty of fucking Democrats who are like, enough is enough. Like, do your job, do your fucking job, do anything. Now, for those of you who don't understand why we're so frustrated about this, if you weren't like paying close attention, there was a government shutdown that took place. I believe it was like 40 days or something. It was literally a record-breaking government shutdown. And government shutdowns are obviously very damaging because when the government is shut down, there's a lot of federal workers that are furloughed. There's a lot of mouths that you can't feed, right? And it's a terrifying predicament for anyone who actually cares about their constituents. Having said that, the government shutdown is usually the last political tool that the minority party has at their disposal to actually get their agenda across in an effort to actually defend, even larger number of Americans, for example. So, like, that's precisely what was going on here. It's been 41 days, and the government was shut down because Donald Trump And the Republican Party has cut ACA subsidies, which means like 24 million Americans, tens of millions of Americans are actually no longer going to get their fucking health care. They're going to get kicked off of their health care coverage because their insurance premiums are far too costly. The ACA subsidies were taken away from these people, and their health care is about to triple in cost, right? These are the reasons why the Democrats were supposed to be fighting for, the shutdown, to get the Republicans to come back to the table and offer subsidies on ACA, also known as Obamacare, which is already a fucking Band-Aid solution. So like half the time when I'm advocating for this stuff, I'm advocating for the Democrats and their signature policy that they should be defending. Like, I'm a Medicare for all guy. If I had no investment or concern or consideration for the average working class American, I would just say, let it fucking burn. Who gives a shit? This entire thing is busted anyway. It's a Band-Aid, and let's rebuild Medicare for all. But obviously it doesn't work that way. I want Americans to have healthcare, so I'm fucking defending goddamn Chuck Schumer and goddamn Hakeem Jeffries because I want them to fucking defend the ACA subsidies, which I don't even fucking agree with. And even then, the Democrats still end up doing this race to the bottom bullshit and fuck it up. I can't believe it. It's like, I want the Dems to do Dem shit, and they can't even do Dem shit. What are we fucking doing at this point? Suck my cock, man. You guys do not give a fuck about the working class. You do not give a fuck about your voters. I don't even know what you give a fuck about. Old, decrepit, weak, feeble, monstrous, corrupt pieces of shit they are. They don't care about fighting against Donald Trump. They do not care about being an opposition party. They do not care about anything. And I fucking hate them so much. I hate them with my entire fucking heart and soul, because at least I know Donald Trump is evil, okay? I know Donald Trump is evil, but the Democrats are supposed to not be evil, okay? They're at least supposed to be like, oh, we tried our best, but we couldn't do it. But no, time and time again, oh my fucking Lord, dude. They are such assholes. If they fought for Americans with a fraction of the severity that they fight for fucking Israel, okay, we would be in an entirely different predicament. We'd be in an entirely different country. But yes, yesterday, before the shutdown happened, I said, no one wants to see the government shutdown continue. Why is this weirdo blaming the Dems? You just won the election on being in opposition to Republicans and instantly shift the blame back to the Dems. Can't stand centrist Dems. This was before. Okay? I need you to understand, this was before the shutdown actually officially became reality. Except Hutch, he's calling it a masterful gamble. When has Hutch ever been right in his entire political career? Please never bring that fucking bald loser's name in this chat ever again. We're actually having an adult conversation about the goddamn Democratic Party and its fucking failures. I don't need to hear from someone who doesn't know anything, and his only investment in this is to basically either say Hasan fucking thugs over and over again, okay? Because his Call of Duty career fucking imploded in of itself, and he decided to hitch his wagon to like Destiny and become that kind of fucking political commentator. Nobody gives a shit about what he has to say because he's wrong all the fucking time. Shut the fuck up. Never bring up his name in here again while we're doing serious political commentary. Fuck. These are people who follow the notes of the Democratic Party. They are not here with a broader vision. They're not here to tell the Democrats what they're supposed to do. They're just here to say, no, whatever the decision they made is actually the good one, because they're fucking stupid. It makes sense because they just want to be like, you know, they just want to do contentious commentary to someone like myself for the most part. That's it. But the point is, there are still a lot of centrist Democrats who unironically are just like Kamala heads and they're Biden heads, and they're very weird, and they love the establishment Dems, and they think that everyone is wrong for shitting on the establishment Dems, and that it's fine, but they're like centrist. I don't know. Gavin Newsom with an oddly similar tone to you. I know. He said pathetic. Yeah, he wants to be president so bad. He wants to be the leader of the Democratic Party so fucking bad. I am so sick of weak Democrats. We need fighters who will stand up to Trump and MAGA. We need a big tent of fighters, not folders. As I made clear, I'm a liberal. Someone like Zohar Mamdani is farther left than I am, but I'd rather vote for him than a weak liberal who doesn't stand for anything. I will support fighters, not folders. Now, respect for him for saying that, but also, bitch, you're Harry Sasan. We know in your fucking age group that, like, we know you love Zoran. You don't have to fucking farm this, like, I'm actually a reasonable centrist liberal and Zoran is much more further left than me. What is this? What is this? Do you just no? I don't believe Harry. Yeah, he loves Zoran. Of course he does. All these guys do. It's so funny that he's like, I'm a liberal and I'm a reasonable liberal and I think Zoran's to the left of me. No, he's not. Shut the fuck up. You're just saying that because you think that's what like the older consultants want to hear. You think that's what the older consultants want to hear. Trust me, as someone the older consultants hear from all the fucking time, it doesn't matter. Just be yourself. Be honest. Should AOC or Bernie be tweeting this? Yeah, I mean, this is inside baseball. I don't know how much like they should be pushing on the buttons here, but obviously a lot of people are frustrated. Okay, Ro Khanna actually came out and did the Ro Khanna cycle one more time. My goat. The Ro Khanna cycle is so alive and so well that by the end of this Ro Khanna cycle, I think we're eventually going to reach a point where he just says like full luxury gay space communism one day, and then the next day he's going to be like, if you don't let banks put a lien on your child's potential future gainful employment salary for even the thought of getting a Klarna payment processor for your next Domino's pizza, you should be arrested. Like he swings so wildly, and every time he fucking swings, he either goes max left or max right. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do. I think he basically realized that like the median voter, we showed this chipmunk, we try to get this chipmunk to understand the mind of the median voter, and he killed himself. Like that's Ro Khanna saw that and was like, bet. Like that is true. He saw that and was like, bet, I understand the mindset of the median voter. I will become the median voter. Remember when I met him, I actually showed him the Ro Khanna meme and I was like, do you know this? And he's like, of course I know this. Did I say chipmunk? I'm sorry, I meant chimpanzee. Fuck, man. Anyway, I'm just slamming coffees over here. Does Republicans have a plan to replace the Obamacare with? Do the Republicans have a plan? Yeah, dude. Yeah, they got a plan. It's called fuck you. It's called eat shit and die. Okay? That's what their plan is called. Guess what? It's called we are going to kill you if you make under $250,000 a year. That's the Republican. Oh shit, you scared the fuck out of me. That's the Republican plan, dude. The Republican plan is eat shit and die, you fucking poor broke boys. All right, are we good?
Kinda, not really.
Oh wait, where's the phone? Okay.
Days into the longest government shutdown in history. This morning, a breakthrough.
The motion upon reconsideration is agreed to.
The Senate reaching a deal to reopen the government through the end of January. 8 Democrats breaking with the party to advance the measure.
This was the only deal on the table.
In the end, Senate Democrats backing away from their key demand, extending expiring Obamacare subsidies so health insurance premiums don't rise for millions. How do you explain, though, to your constituents why it was worth it to put up this fight for so long when in the end you did not get your key demand?
Because it wasn't working. How long would it take to not get a response to say it isn't working?
But Senator Bernie Sanders insisting the party is giving in too soon.
If this vote succeeds, over 20 million Americans are going to see at least a doubling in their premiums in the Affordable Care Act.
And other Democrats leaving the chamber clearly upset.
I voted no just because I'm so pissed off. I'm just frustrated.
As part of the deal, sources say Democrats were able to secure a vote on health care subsidies in the coming weeks, but there's no guarantee Republicans will support it.
People are seeing what these prices are going to be, and so that drumbeat is getting louder.
The agreement also reverses mass fight off during the shutdown, guaranteeing back pay as required by law for hundreds of thousands of others who were furloughed, and includes months of funding for SNAP, federal food assistance. So the shutdown is not over yet, so Americans out there will continue to feel the impacts of this. The Senate still has to give final approval on this bill, and then it will have to go over to the House. They have been out of town, out on recess for 51 days. They're expected to be called back this week, George.
And Rachel, this came after an appeals court handed the Trump administration a defeat on these SNAP benefits.
Yeah. Yeah, George, and there's been a lot of back and forth in the courts over this. So over the weekend, we did see Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson pause a ruling that would have allowed these benefits to go out for millions of Americans, giving an appeals court more time to review. And you just said it there. We did hear from an appeals court rejecting the administration's request to block these payments, essentially saying the administration sat on its hands and delayed these payments from going out for so many Americans the first week of November. They still do have time to appeal to the Supreme Court, George.
Senator from Vermont.
I understand that the way the process has been developed, it is impossible.
We're just figuring out the logistics of how we're gonna actually film the flag raising ceremony. Are you gonna try sick Chinese SIGs? No, I'm not. Democrats not own the shutdown, and because that's how it'll be perceived, we'll own every potential false fiscal cliff hereafter, and any gutting any impetus or leverage to do it again. I agree. I was having this conversation with some other people as well. It was mind-boggling to me that the Democrats actually did this. I like they're bad, but this is like, chat, they're bad, but this is a whole new level. Like this is truly a uniquely bad new level of bad. I cannot stress this enough. Like this is beyond malpractice. Like I've just been fucking angry. Even in China, I've been angry. Okay. I cannot believe it, especially because it took place right after a wave of victories. So it basically felt like the Democrats were saying, oh no, we have it too good. The people hate the Republicans too much. And God forbid, it kind of feels like they like us again. We have to stop it. Like it just genuinely feels like they were just like, we have to put an end to this shit. We have it too good. And the reality of the matter is, it's all the people that are retiring. So there's only, or people that just don't have any reason. Like they don't have any fear of being primaried. So basically what I will say is this, okay? Either Chuck Schumer went to the centrist Dems, who are always the rotating villains, who play the role of a spoiler in the party, and demanded or said, you know, you guys can actually cook this, which means he's a demon and an awful, monstrous piece of shit. Or he actually did not want them to do it, but they did it anyway, and that means he's an ineffective party leader and so incompetent that he must retire instantly, okay? To preserve American democracy, if you do believe that there needs to be an effective counterbalance to the growing fascist movement in this country, unfortunately, you need something. You need some motion, some momentum from the Democratic Party, and it fucking feels like the Democratic wishes of the public is in that direction, where they absolutely want the Democrats to fight back. And Chuck Schumer and them are not doing it. His own whip voted for it. I mean, Dick Durbin. So yeah, obviously, you have Maggie Hassan, you have Shaheen, you have Tim Kaine. Like, out of all of these guys, even Tim Kaine is fucking bullshit. Like, he should have done it. He's the one that's like the most understandable. You know what I mean? Like, because like even with Abigail Spanberger, like this is the reason why I say it's like understandable is because like if you're in Virginia, like your entire base is federal workers, right? Like they're federal workers, they're all furloughed. Like it makes sense that you would be a little bit more reluctant, right? But even then, it's always about blaming the Republicans. Okay. You were supposed to blame the Republicans. So there is I actually don't have any fucking, I have no confidence in any of these fucking dipshits. Okay. Tim Kaine in the membrane, Tim Kaine in the brain. Dick Durbin also obviously is retiring, so he has no ambitions. You can't primary these people. Understand that you cannot primary these fucking people. Okay. Now Schumer obviously knew the entire time that it was going on. So the notion that he was not aware of what was going on here is also idiotic. It's a lie. But I wanted to show you this. Okay. This is Abigail Spanberger on Face the Nation before the shutdown takes place. And I was very fearful that this is what was going to take place. This was going to happen. Yeah, here. Well, you have it. I texted it to you before. No, but you have the login too. I've sent you the login many. Wait, okay. What changed? Okay, hold on. I'll do it right now. Hold on. Anyway, here's Abigail Spanberger.
Well, Virginia boasts one of the highest numbers of federal workers in the country, and as you know, many of them are not getting paid. You know, some in your party look at your election on Tuesday and the win in New Jersey and say that is permission to hold the line in Congress and refuse to fund the government or fold on the shutdown. Should congressional Democrats view your victory that way?
Absolutely not. Our victory was a victory that was based on a campaign that was addressing concerns related to costs and chaos. My campaign across the past 2 years have been focused on hearing the challenges that people are facing all across Virginia. It's rising.
She's from Virginia. It makes sense. She wants to shut down the end because of his constituency, her constituency. Yes, except, do you understand why I'm mad at her? Everybody wants the government shutdown to end. Nobody wants the government shutdown to continue, chat. There's no one out. There is not a single person that's like, I love the government shutdown. It's fucking awesome. It's not. The point is, you should never blame your own party. Okay? Are you fucking dumb? Are you stupid? Why the fuck would you blame your own party for it? You absolute dumbass. Why would you? There are two parties to a fucking negotiation. Why would you hit the Democrats as opposed to the Republican side that is not negotiating with the Democrats? Are we for real? Are we being for real here? Aren't you a Democrat? Why the fuck are you blaming? Why the fuck are you blaming the Democrats for the shutdown? It's the Republicans that are not conceding to the very reasonable demands that are being made. Because this question is going to be the only question that remains. 40 days of pain. 40 days of pain. What was it for? Nothing. It was for nothing. And now, Americans, by and large, are going to turn around and be like, okay, maybe the Republicans were right. Maybe the Democrats are fucking assholes. And they just decided to shut the government because they're bored. They just decided to shut the government because they're bored. Remember, it's the third one that we're using. Also, the third one is not even on, or maybe it's the home OBS one potentially. I don't know, but it's not on the scene side. So we gotta tell the run IRL guys to put the third in just on the scenes as well. Can you communicate that with them on the scenes, like on the IRL toolkit? There's starting soon ingest, second ingest, home OBS, BRB. There is no. Yeah, they need to add that so we can flip it to the third ingest, the phone. We also have technical stuff that we need to do because we can't bring bags to Tiananmen Square because the bag line is going to be so incredibly long that we won't be able to get in, apparently. So we have to do it from our phone only, for phone only stream. Are you not jet lagged? Of course I'm jet lagged. Are you kidding me? I'm incredibly jet lagged. It's 4:40 or 4:30 in here. Yo, Unc, bring back one of those jackets for me. I wear a large. You got it, King. I can't believe you're streaming at 4 a.m. Of course I am. But yeah, the anger and the resentment that I have for Abigail Spanberger is not that she's like, oh, nobody wants to shut down the continue. Of course nobody wants to shut down the continue. You're just not supposed to blame your own fucking party, especially, as I said, when you won
costs in healthcare, housing,
on
energy, and
being opposition to the Republicans. No one wants to see the government shutdown continue. Why is this weirdo blaming the Dems? You just won the election on being in opposition to Republicans and instantly shift the blame back to centrist Dems. Can't stand centrist Dems. Democrats love snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Apply pressure to the GOP. Do full court media press. Please, for once in your lives, do not buckle to these insane people. People's health care is at stake. Otherwise, this was meaningless and you'll be blamed. And of course, I believe like 10 minutes after this video came out and Andrew Desidero was like reporting that it was being circulated among some Senate Democrats right now, they already knew that they were going to fold on it. They already knew that they were going to fold on it, and they did. Lo and behold, they fucking folded.
The chaos coming out of Washington that has been impacting Virginians so severely, beginning with the DOGE efforts, of course, continuing with chaotic trade policies, and now in this government shutdown. Virginians need to, and Virginians want to see the government reopen. And my expectation is that we will see a Congress, a Senate, and ultimately a president driving us in that direction.
But should congressional Democrats open the government and then talk about health care?
The government needs to open, and it needs to open immediately. We need the president to demonstrate leadership, bringing people together, endeavoring to get through whatever negotiations need to get through, whether it's before or after. My priority is focusing on the need.
Yeah, before or after. Yeah, future star of the Democratic Party, guys. Yeah, future star. This is what we need. This is what the Democrats need more of. You know, a willingness to come to the table so the Republicans can fuck us in the ass, okay? This is real girl boss shit, sweetie. Your weak and feeble mind cannot comprehend how this kind of girl bossing works. The whole thing makes the Dems just look weak because we are. They are. Why do all the Dems be pliant to Trump when the Republicans are never that to Trump? What a future star. Yeah, no, this is a future star.
The devastation, frankly, that more than 300,000 Virginians are facing.
Okay, I can't watch the rest of this. Pisses me off. Democrats initially demanded 1, an extension to enhance the Obamacare subsidies, and 2, protections against rescissions. They aren't getting either in this deal. Deal to reopen the government is done, per source familiar, led by Shaheen King. There are at least 8 Dem voters voting yes. The deal would include a vote on ACA by the end of the second week in December on a bill of the Dems' choosing. It also includes reversals of all shutdown RIFs and protections against further RIFs in the future. The deal funds SNAP through September and at higher levels per source. They got nothing. What? Okay. They got nothing. They literally got nothing out of this. They got nothing out of this. And also prospect.org shouts out to David Dayen. His reporting on this shows that Schumer was more involved than reported with an attempted cave on the government shutdown. The gang of 8 Senate Dems had his approval, and he was getting daily updates. The cave almost happened Thursday after the election. It was even closer. It was even closer to the fucking Tuesday victories. They literally want to kill the hope that their own base has. Straight up. And they did this in the same rotating villain structure that I have constantly criticized within the Democratic Party. Okay? They did this. They had maximum leverage and they said, fuck it. 8 Senate Democrats saw charts like these and decided, oh yes, now that the public opinion is on our side and our opponent is facing electoral consequences for their policy choices, now is a great time to give up all of our leverage in the healthcare negotiations. Trump now just as unpopular as Biden during the inflation surge. Trump underwater on all key issues. Net approval of Trump's handling of the shutdown is dropping. Okay. What, did you tell the IRL guy? Oh, but it's not showing up on the main page on the toolkit side. On the dashboard, there's only ingest, second ingest, home OBS, and BRB. And starting soon on the scenes. They need to add the third ingest scene as well. As a scene, they need to add it. Why am I not seeing it then? Look, starting soon, ingest, second ingest, home OBS, BRB. It's on my ingests, but it's not on my scenes. So I can't flick to it. Yeah, on my IRL dashboard scenes. No, it is. Look, see? It says scene right here. We don't have a button for it. Guys, don't fucking worry about that. That's just like background shit, okay? We're doing a million things at the same time. It's like, unfortunately, very, very dynamic. I mean, Austin is up. He wants to do it. Oh, I think we need to leave here by 5 a.m. no matter what. Maybe it's better to meet there for her. I don't know. Ask in the group chat with our handlers. Do a quick room tour, or will you make a China vlog? I'm not gonna do a room tour right now. We'll have time for that. I can't deal with it, man. I cannot fucking deal with it. I can't deal with it. I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad all the time. And I think this will, this will be a radicalizing moment for a lot of your family members as well, because like this is exactly what I yell about all the time. People act like I'm just like, people act like I'm only invested in like socialism now, as though I don't just like consistently talk about this sort of stuff within the Democratic Party literally all the time. Like this is a big part of what I talk about. This is a big part of what I talk about. When I say like, these are the reasons why Kamala Harris lost, like, I mean it. Like, I don't want the Republicans to win. I don't want Republicans to win at all. Okay? It's so frustrating. What's up? Oh, so I have to, oh.
And then drag the scene out from below the one named.
Hold on. Okay.
Third inches.
Oh yeah, it showed up. Hell yeah. Okay, rip it. Oh my god, I almost accidentally shut down the server. That's crazy. Wait, what? It's effing? Are you using the internet from the hotel? No, chat, it's not effing on your end. It's effing on our end. Obviously, you had the ogre who was already anti-shutdown from the start, and he's a giant piece of shit and sucks, and we hate him. You also have Chuck Schumer that came out with this video.
For months and months, Democrats have been fighting to get the Senate to address the health care crisis. This bill does nothing to ensure that that crisis is addressed. I am voting no, and I will keep fighting.
Who is this for? Like, everybody knows you did this, man. Because either you did this and you're evil and you're a piece of shit, or you are so feckless and so bad at your fucking job, you should immediately resign. You should resign nonetheless. There is no alternative here. I say, you're the leader of the party. Everyone knows you let the rotating villains concede with basically nothing because you're old and feeble and don't care about anything. You couldn't even make the left pro-Israel your lives mission. Even the Baileys hate you. Resign now. Okay. Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let's flick it. Let's flick it. I'm on it. Can they...
Did that work? Can they see?
Did it work?
I don't know. Oh, I guess I could go to your channel and check.
Yeah. It's way too dank. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Wait.
I mean, it probably sounds like shit right now, but...
Does it sound like shit?
I don't have mics or anything.
Oh.
Oh, it just sounds like a phone.
That's crazy. Okay, we got the third interest locked in. Okay, so we're gonna be swapping it. That's sick. That's sick. That's sick. Okay. You already look Chinese. What the fuck? Bitch, I am Chinese. What the fuck do you mean? I am Chinese. Anyway, but yeah, they did this because, and this is the important part, they know they're safe in the next primary season. If you're a liberal wondering what happened here, okay, show this tweet to your fucking friends, to your mothers, to your fathers, to your aunts, to all the liberals you know, because this is exactly what I've been talking about for years. They know they're safe in the next primary season. If you're a liberal wondering what happened here, understand that this is the rotating villain structure that has undermined Biden and Obama's agendas. They are the moderates that play the spoiler and weaken Dems. They must be excised. This is how it works. Okay, Kirsten Sinema, Joe Manchin, Maggie Hassan, Shaheen, like all of these fucking people, they have always done this. They've always played this role. Okay, they always do this shit. They do this shit no matter what. They do this shit to cuck the agenda, as they did for Biden's agenda. They did this. There was the Lieberman factor when Obama was president. They were trying to get healthcare done. There's always people within the ranks of the party that does everything in his fucking power to actually cook the Democrats and make them look fucking awful. And the Democrats don't do anything about it. So at some point, you have to realize, like, we have enemies. We have enemies within the ranks.
And this is
a lot of centrist Democrats think I'm their enemy. My enemy is the Republicans. My enemy is people who concede to the Republicans. My enemy is what? Okay, yeah. I don't want Republicans to win. I want Republicans to fail. You have the key card, right? Okay, just making sure. And anyone that fights back against the Republicans, I'm on board with, okay? These guys don't want to fight back. They are the enemies from within, okay? They operate as though they are Democrats, but the reality of the matter is they are here to do this, okay? They are here to do this. This is their job.
Only the first steps. So let me be clear. No one in the Senate chamber wants to extend the ACA tax credits more than I do. I introduced that legislation in 2019. I fought successfully to pass it in 2021 and 2023, and I am 100% committed to getting this done. And this is only the first steps.
Yeah, by the way, they know it's not going to happen. That's the other side of it. They know it's not going to fucking happen. Senator Maggie Hasan lying about the basics. She thinks you're stupid. She voted to permanently end the enhanced ACA credits for as many as 24 million Americans, doubling premiums on average. Trump is required by law to pay out SNAP in full, and just bigly lost in court tonight.
My vote today was to do two things, both equally morally important and imperative. One is to make sure
they're just straight up lying. I hope you guys understand this, right? Like I feel less alone than I ever have in this moment. You can't primary any of these people. They're primary proof. I need you to understand the reason why the spoilers were the reason why the spoilers came from safe seats was by design. You cannot primary them. You want to know why? Because some of them are fucking retiring. Like Dick Durbin is retiring. He's done. Okay? The rest of them do not have a primary coming up in 2026. They are in safe seats until 2028 or 2000 and I think 30 maybe. Some of them are not up for re-election until 2030. Some of them are not up for re-election until 2028. There's not a single Democrat that made a decision here that actually has a competition coming up. Every single one, including those who were actually initially soft on this, like John Ossoff, turned around and voted no. There is a reason for it. It's because the Democrats themselves realized that the party will fucking implode. It's the easiest lock for any Democrat. John Ossoff is up in 2026. He was also voting to end the shutdown. Why did he not vote to end the shutdown? Because they got votes elsewhere in safer seats. The Democratic Party is operating like this deliberately. This was Chuck Schumer's design. I am of the mindset that Chuck Schumer did this on purpose. I'm not of the mindset that Chuck Schumer is so weak that he couldn't actually whip his own caucus. Okay? I am of the mindset that Chuck Schumer deliberately designed this process so that it was Democrats that were not up for re-election anytime soon that would take the fucking blame. Can you explain, please, what means the primary politician? Why is that negative to them? What do you mean? A primary is like when you fucking unseat them from the left. Primaries before the general election is like an internal party. Primaries happen before the general election. So a Democrat goes up against a Republican or whoever, libertarian, whatever, in the general. But primaries is internal in the party. As in, another Democrat will come in and just fucking unseat them. God damn. Maybe he's non-American. I don't know. Like Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic primary in New York. And then he had to go all the way into the general election. And in some places where you're like super safe, like in New York, it's normally not even supposed to be a contest. Once you win the Democratic primary, you win the election. Because it's like 75% of the voting population votes Democrat in the general usually. Why are you treating chatters? Why are you letting chatters treat you like Google and then refuse to read my logs? Because this is supposed to be educational, and I don't want to be a fucking asshole to people who are just simply trying to learn.
That the government is functioning so that our kids eat, so that our elderly citizens eat, so that our air traffic can and earn money, get paid while they are working, so that our veterans are protected, and continue the fight to a realistic platform to get the premium tax cuts done. And if that is not successful, then shame on the Republican Party and shame on Donald Trump. But the American people will see who stands with them on health care and who does not. And that will be the platform of the next stage of the fight. I hope we can find bipartisan agreement on an extension of those premium tax credits. In New Hampshire, couples who are 60 years old or so, earning $85,000 a year, are seeing like a $15,000 increase.
All of this is bullshit. Here, let's hear Bernie Sanders talk on it.
To delay the votes that are going to take place. And if that were not the case, that is certainly what I would do. Because I think it is important that the American people fully understand what is being voted on today. Everybody in America knows that our current healthcare system is broken. It is dysfunctional. It is cruel. It is by far the most expensive healthcare system in the world, and the only healthcare system of any major country that does not guarantee healthcare to all people as a human right, covering every man, woman, and child. We are unique in that respect. And yet tonight, what this Senate is about to do is make a horrific situation even worse. So let's be clear what this vote is about. If this vote succeeds, over 20 million Americans are going to see at least a doubling in their premiums in the Affordable Care Act. In my state of Vermont and throughout this country, for certain groups of people, it will be a tripling and a quadrupling of their premiums. There are people who will now be paying 50% of their limited incomes for health care. Does anybody in the world think that makes sense? And if this resolution is passed tonight, we are on a pathway to throw 15 million Americans off of Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. 15 million. Our job is to create universal health care, guarantee health care to every man, woman, and child, not throw 15 million people off the health care they have, low income and working class people. And my friends, know what you are voting on. Studies are out there that when you throw 15 million people off of health care, some 50,000 of our fellow Americans will die unnecessarily every single year. Anyone think that's funny? Something to laugh at? Something to just go past? I don't. 50,000 Americans die unnecessarily. Now, I know as part of this resolution that the majority leader is going to say, well, Democrats can put together their own bill, and it'll come to the floor here in the Senate for a vote. As everybody here knows, that is a totally meaningless gesture. You can get 100 votes here in the Senate. Won't mean anything because the House is not going to take it up, and the President of the United States certainly will not sign it. So, Mr. President, I hope that anybody here who is thinking of voting for this reconsiders, goes back home and talks to their constituents and asks them what it will mean if their health care premiums are doubled or tripled. Thank you, Mr. President.